Hi, this is Beacon Journal Browns beat writer Nate Ulrich here in Berea after another practice and training camp. I'm going to give you the highs and lows real quick. The high was actually something that was said after practice. Coach Mike Pettin said that Johnny Manziel has not needed an MRI on his sore right elbow that forced him to refrain from throwing today during practice. And Pettin thinks that rest is going to be sufficient enough for Manziel. They hope that he can come back from this relatively soon. The Browns break camp on Tuesday, so Manziel will get another day of rest. And we'll see if he practices Wednesday in preparation for the third preseason game Saturday night at Tampa Bay. We've gone through this before. A couple weeks ago, August 11th, he sat out practice, and then he played 2 days later in a preseason game. So this has happened before with Johnny Manziel. It's definitely something to monitor. I think as far as the lows, it would be the fact that, offensive coordinator John DeFilippo explained that it's Johnny Manziel's throwing motion that is likely putting pressure on his elbow and shoulder, and or can put pressure on those areas. In this case, it's Manziel's elbow that's bothering him. He called it a three-quarter release. Mike Pettin said it's one of the reasons why, he's able to get that ball out quickly. It's an advantage for him. But John DeFilippo said that it can be something that leads to this kind of problem with quarterbacks and their throwing arms. John DeFilippo said, hey, this is not something that you want to change. You don't want to change a guy's throwing motion. He's been doing since he's a kid. And Mike Penn says we're not going to change that throwing motion. So this is going to be something that Johnny Manziel is just going to have to overcome. Hopefully it's not a long-term issue because he's really making strides. He's making the most significant progress in his career, I think, since the Browns drafted him last year, 22nd overall. And I asked Josh McCown about that. Do you have to encourage Johnny because he is, progressing. He is showing improvement, and yet this is popping up and interfering. This is flaring up. It keeps resurfacing. And he said, yeah, we're encouraging him, but he has the right mindset. He's staying in it mentally. And it can be frustrating when something like this happens, but I really like where his head's at. So those are some of the highs and lows from today. They're all involving Johnny Manziel, but that's kind of where everybody's focus is right now. Obviously, he's the backup quarterback to Josh McCown right now, but being a first-round pick last year, he's the only hope on the roster for the Browns to have a quarterback of the future right now. Another young guy, Connor Shaw, is already out with an injury. He had a right thumb surgery this past Tuesday. So hopefully for the Browns' sake, for Manziel's sake, this will be something that he's able to just overcome by resting the way that Mike Pettin and John DeFilippo hope that he can. Thanks for watching. Keep checking for updates on Ohio.com.